We welcome you back, and let's get to Colin right now regarding this concern about this. I've lost count, the number of tropical storms, hurricanes, whatever you want to call them, impacting us right now.
Yeah, the last couple of months it was fairly quiet, a little bit quieter until the last couple of weeks, and it's ramped up. Here's Steve. Here's the latest on Milton. So this is water vapor imagery in the southwestern Gulf. You can see it has that look. It's passing the eye test, certainly a closed center of circulation, waiting to see if it forms an eye and an eye wall surrounding. It looks like it's somewhat close to doing that. Water vapor is the best way to see that because we can actually see the evaporation in the clouds here. So we'll be able to see, but it's not quite to forming an eye yet. So that's short-term good news. The longer it takes to form an eye may mitigate some of the potential. Here's the latest track. So the newest thing in, if you haven't caught up with some activity in the past couple of hours today, the Hurricane Center is now forecasting this to be a Category 4 hurricane by as early as Tuesday. Only goes to 5, so Category 4 storm, and then making landfall just after weakening from a 4, perhaps, if it does run into this front. We'll break that down in a little more detail. First, here's a broad overview of the Atlantic Ocean for you and the Caribbean and Gulf basins. So we have 2 hurricanes that have weakened, Kirk and Leslie, and a 30% chance of formation. Looks like that's running into worked over water. And of course, Milton in the Caribbean and the Gulf. Water's still running very warm, still about 80 to 88 on average. And it's that spot. Look how different that looks from even yesterday at this time on high res infrared all across the globe. Let's go over to the maps and we'll break this down in detail, the latest on this track. Here it is in 3D. The reason I show you this gives us a little better texture of the storm in infrared. So in 3D, when you zoom in here, you see the texture, you see the spinning around that common center. In the pink are your tallest thunderstorms, the most convective, what we call hot towers, up to 50, 55,000 feet. You see how they're rotating as this moving. So as it picks up speed, this will likely tighten a little more. Let's zoom back to the southern sides here. The southern side is very well insulated. It's this northeast side that's kind of dragging ahead of the storm that's going to start to intensify, and we'll see if that develops an eye in the next 12 hours or so. Once it does that, this thing could intensify fairly quickly. The latest Hurricane Center track has it skirting just south of that front that's sitting in the Gulf now. If it does move closer to the front, that's something we would hope for. That would shear it apart just a little bit and weaken it. But so far, all the major models are showing this is the spot where it'll be the strongest, most likely right north of the Yucatan in very warm waters. Then it comes somewhat close to that front, and that's where things get a little muddy. We hope it interacts with that front more, and it kind of rips apart the different layers of it because they still have it making landfall here near Tampa, and we're talking sometime Wednesday afternoon into evening. Notice also the cone has shrunk. As we get closer and as we get a defined center of circulation, that cone will become more concise down, so there'll be less uncertainty as far as where it's going to make landfall. Here in Dallas in North Texas, beautiful weather, just a few degrees warmer than we'd like to be. Feels like the upper 80s to low 90s, but dry air on the way. Here it comes. We showed you this yesterday. It looks even better today. Dry air filtering in first Monday morning, and then another reinforcing shot Monday afternoon and evening. So that's going to help us out. At upper levels, we're not getting rain. Here goes the hurricane, but high pressure will start to move off. Good news there. Then we'll see a dip in the jet stream finally dip down further south than the previous couple. And this dip, what we call a trough, looks like it's on pace to come in not today or tomorrow, but the following week, next Sunday or Monday. Also something of note, I'm not putting big chances in here, but the American model's trying to pop up a little precipitation late week, Thursday into Friday. Also maybe a little more after that. We'll see. But it's enough for me with the environment we have and some of the moisture we have that I had to add the chance in Thursday night into Friday. Only 10%, but we'll keep a close eye on that. But the dry cold front comes through tomorrow morning in 2 parts and then later tomorrow. And then after that, we're watching a little rain chance perhaps, not a bad week, but watching next Saturday for the Red River Showdown. Looks clear at this point. Looks like it's going to be a great day. All right, we'll be back after this.